Let's keep things going since we've got all this Star Trek music playing. Because we've been having fun at the beginning of Night Watch every night with Broken News, which we have borrowed a little bit from the fine folks over at Dropout. But they have other shows too, don't they?
Apparently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
So many good shows.
One of my favorites is Actually. And I wanted to see if we could play a few quick rounds of, well, technically...
Well, technically, I think you'll find, Andrew,
Yep.
that sounds like a fantastic idea. And that also there's 10 minutes left in the giveaway.
There are totally 10 minutes left in that giveaway. Just a reminder for chat.
Well, technically 9:58.
Oh, here we go.
When I said it was 10.
This is donations of $11.11 between now and when that clock counts down to 0, which is going to be at 8:30. You will be entered to win a set of Phyrexia. All will be won in foil. A full set. Sorry, Ian, you
I
have...
was just going to say, so for the people who are not
Yes.
part of this particular niche of the internet,
Yep.
how does this game work?
I am going to read you some statements about different media properties. We're going to start off in Star Trek. We'll spend a little bit of time there since it feels like people know a little bit about it. But the statements that I say are not 100% correct.
One little thing usually?
There's one thing wrong with each statement, and I'm going to ask you all to buzz in by raising your hand. And let me know what is wrong with that statement.
And like Jeopardy, we have to start with, well,
Exactly like Jeopardy, it does not count if you do not open with well technically.
Okay.
All right? You think we can do that?
I believe, though, and I could be wrong on this, but unlike Jeopardy, you don't have to finish your statement before people can jump in.
That's correct. You can jump in at any point. Now then, y'all want to start off on an easy one and then kind of go up a bit?
Yeah, sure. Let's
All right.
warm us up.
Let's warm us up with something basic. Erica brought up the original series here, so let's do an original series one. James T. Kirk was the youngest person ever to become a Star Trek captain.
Well, technically it's a Starfleet captain, not a Star Trek captain.
That is correct, Ian.
Nice. You didn't raise your hand, but it's okay.
He said, well, technically.
He did.
But you should buzz in by raising your hand. Let's go, let's keep it going to different series for a minute here. Y'all have seen TNG, and you mentioned Measure of a Man. Here's one. As part of his effort to learn about human emotions, Lieutenant Data adopted an orange tabby top.
Well, technically, isn't it Lieutenant Commander Data?
You may have found something that is incorrect in the questions that I've been providing. Metagaming.
That has happened.
Oh, no, that's happened on the show as well. I'm going to pin this on somebody else because I didn't write any of these because I'm lazy.
Should we hear the rest of the question anyway?
Yeah. That's not what I'm looking for, but you are technically correct.
The best kind of correct.
As part of his effort to learn about human emotions, Lieutenant Commander Data adopted an orange tabby tomcat, and his name was Spot.
Well, technically, isn't it a female cat? Not
Correct.
A tomcat?
Spot was a girl, and even had a litter of kittens in one episode.
Yep.
I was like, is it not a tabby?
I'm going to do terrible at the rest of this game, but I honestly, at the beginning of this game, was thinking, I am on stage with the biggest nerds I know. I am not going to get one of these.
I thought tomcat was a term of housing, not gender.
No, it's gender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep going through other Star Trek series this year.
The ringer has arrived.
What's up? Oh,
Yeah, now we're in trouble.
No, we're screwed.
Just
None
in
of us are
time,
here.
Graham.
what's up?
Did you catch the rules of this game, or do you need me to re-explain it real quick?
I didn't catch it, but I assume it is well technically.
It's well technically.
Raise your hand and say what
Raise your hand to buzz in. Interrupt me anytime.
Okay.
So we've done an original series question, we've done a next-gen question, and now Deep Space Nine was host to a special warship, the USS Defiant. It was the first Starfleet ship to be equipped with a cloaking device, which had originally been stolen from the Ferengi.
Well, technically.
Ian's hand went up first there, I think.
Yeah, well, technically, this first Star Trek Starfleet ship equipped with its cloaking device was the USS Pegasus.
I really should have looked up more of these. That's not what I'm looking for, but you may still be technically correct.
It is also not stolen from the Ferengis.
Matt and Erica, I feel like, was kind of a tight race there. Erica?
Well, technically, it was stolen from the Romulans.
Correct. Yep. This cloaking device.
Didn't have cloaking technology.
I was
of
going to say,
their
well,
own.
technically it's not a warship.
well,
'cause
actually,
they don't do warships.
You're
but I don't know.
partially correct.
It is
the
actually
cloaking
a
device
warship,
was built by...
Borrowed from the Romulans.
There we are. It was built by the Romulans, and they allowed Starfleet to use it in exchange for information on the Dominion threat.
And they did that thing where like there was a Romulan officer on the Defiant
Yeah.
for like a hot minute, and then they were like, we don't like this idea.
Yeah, there was something like, well, we have to have someone from our forces making sure you're not going to use this technology inappropriately, and then they're like, we're bored with this
We
storyline.
can't do a double Worf.
They just stationed the Romulan officer in engineering and
Just
then
like,
never went there.
You want
Defiant was
another
pretty small, too. I don't
DS9,
know
or
where
do
he
you
was
want to move
hiding.
on to Voyager?
Give me a
More
DS9.
DS9.
All right, this is another one. The character of Miles O'Brien appeared in more episodes of Star Trek than any other character. After serving as a security officer on the
Well, technically, he was the transporter chief.
You need to go and have words with somebody on your team.
Andrew, you're very fast discovering why on later seasons of the show they brought in a fact checker.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I just made the mistake of trusting someone.
I haven't seen these questions, by the way.
I know you haven't.
I want to hear the rest of the question.
That's not what I'm looking for, but you may technically be correct.
Yeah, he was never security.
Miles O'Brien appeared in more episodes of Star Trek than any other character after serving as a security officer and transport chief on the Enterprise during The Next Generation. He transferred to Deep Space Nine, where he went on to marry fellow officer Jadzia Dax.
Okay. Well, technically, there's like 3 things that are wrong.
Oh yeah.
When he married Keiko O'Brien during his time on the Enterprise, she was
Correct.
not an officer.
Correct. She was a civilian.
Also, he started running.
She was the botanist, right?
Yeah. Also, he started running the con.
Yes.
He's in the first episode of Next Generation
On the
battle.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So I was wrong. He didn't start as the security.
Was there
as the
anything
transport
else
chief.
in there that somebody noticed that may have been different?
Well,
that was
technically
also
wasn't-
incorrect.
Wasn't Worf the one to have the most appearances?
Unfortunately, Julie, you didn't say well technically.
Is Worf in more episodes than O'Brien?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I
Well,
I'm
technically,
not
Worf's
There are a
seeing,
bunch of
objectively better
episodes.
than
in
I'm
the
not
movie
seeing any
that
hands
O'Brien's
here.
Not in.
I'm
Well,
not- yeah.
technically, Worf was in more episodes than O'Brien.
Graham gets all the points.
4.
Didn't Worf also marry Jadzia?
And Worf married a Jadzia.
Yeah, so
I don't trust any of these anymore, but I'm continuing anyways.
Let's do a TNG one.
wow.
Chad says that Julie did say well technically.
Yeah, it
What?
sounds like that whole question
Starfighter.
was about Worf and not O'Brien.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the name swap. All right, fine. I'll give you a next gen one. Captain Jean-Luc Picard has an artificial heart because his real one was originally destroyed in an encounter with the Borg.
Well, technically.
Do we all want to answer?
Yeah, and all 4 of you at the same time.
Okay.
It was
Well, knife fight in a
technically-
bar.
Wait.
well, technically.
It was he lost his heart in a
Knife fight with a Nausicaan. Over
Correct.
cheating
at
Dumb
John. Dumb Judge.
And there was a great episode. He had the option to have that not happen to him by.
But he would have turned into a giant weasel. Man.
He was a totally useless. He was worse than Barkley.
Yeah, he was
I
terrible.
have
All right.
never felt more out of sync with the people on the stage than I have at this precise moment.
Well, Matt, I can do one more Star Trek one, Jordan, and then I can help you feel a lot more in sync by switching categories.
Oh.
Sounds great.
Is
Alright.
there a lower deck?
Thanks for letting me slide that by. I made a mistake there.
Lower deck is a trivia on
Yeah,
shows.
yeah. Let's see. Lower decks.
Like 20% or 200% of their staff are fact checkers.
Never heard of it. We're going to Voyager. When Tom Paris broke Warp 11 speed for the first time in human history, he was hoping to find a way to get Voyager home quickly. Ian, yeah?
Well, technically, Warp 10.
Correct.
Right.
The question goes on for a while, but it's just Warp 10.
Yeah.
That's the one where they turned everybody into lizards.
Yeah, and then didn't they have like kids and they never spoke about it again?
Until Lord X.
Yeah. It's such a good joke.
No, that's unofficial. I was going to say, well, technically, I think the writers of that episode later decanonized it. But I don't think they're necessarily allowed to do that.
And they definitely re-enshrined it in Lower Decks.
Yeah.
So. Chat's like, we don't talk about this. And I didn't write any of these. I'm lazy. All right. I know where some of you landed in the room here, so I want to try and be a little inclusive. The other two categories that I have here next could be either gunpla or wrestling, or we can just go into kind of movies and TV.
I would love to hear the wrestling category.
Yeah.
But I know that that's mostly us.
You say us.
Well, the gunpla category, I'm gonna know nothing.
Yeah, I say that the most inclusive is the general movies. And
The later I'm curious about how Gunpla can be
I'm also or Gundam. Is it a Gundam one or Gunpla?
Well, good news, we have so many days.
We have so many days.
Yeah, that's true.
And I just have a Google Doc full of somewhat correct, incorrect facts.
At some point when there's even fewer people, when it's just like just at some point just read me the wrestling questions.
We should get those.
All right,
we can get some SMEs on stage and do the wrestling one.
Yeah. Y'all seen Star Wars?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm familiar.
Thrice. I've seen it thrice.
Right.
I have seen all 5.
Star Wars time. Yeah.
Perfect timing, Ben. Perfect timing.
Yeah. Same hat. As the main characters rush to escape Jabba's yacht in Return of the Jedi, eagle-eyed viewers can spot an extra running through the set carrying George Lucas's personal ice cream maker.
Actually, it's a salad spinner.
Well, technically...
Incorrect, and you are on well technically. That's good, though.
Well,
Now,
technically it wasn't George Lucas's.
Not quite what I'm looking for.
Well,
is there more to the question?
No, I can read it again if you like.
Well, technically it's a bread maker? Oh.
It is nice.
Well, technically, it's Cloud City.
Correct.
I was going to do a well, technically it wasn't Jabba's, but I didn't know what it was. You knew what it was. Good job.
So I knew that it's Cloud City and Empire, and not Jabba's Barge in Return.
The ice cream maker is actually seen in the Escape from Cloud City and Empire Strikes Back.
Good job.
Yeah, like ice cream maker in Tunisia might have been pretty useless. It'd be melted by the time you got the ice cream out. Like Cloud City was just in Leeds studio, right? Like in England.
They turned it into like an actual container thing in Mandalorian.
It's a Beskar case.
Oh yeah.
Well, technically, it's a Beskar case.
There's a picture of it.
It is now.
Yes. It's just a thing. It's just a thing to carry. It doesn't really matter.
It's a prop.
They
Props
didn't-
are cool.
When they made the movie, they didn't assume that people at home would have freeze frame.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these other general... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just singing freeze frame.
I would love to see just like a series of like frames in that style of things that like you could try to get away with. Like if it's just a dude running with a British filter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, like the lightsabers, the original ones, isn't one of them part of a camera flash?
I own several Graflex flashes
Yeah.
specifically for that. My favorite is that in Star Wars Episode 1,
Yes.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is talking into a Gillette women's razor. As
Oh,
his
yeah.
communicator, just painted gold.
It's Qui-Gon Jinn, though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, technically it's Qui-Gon Jinn.
There we go. A point for you, my friend.
All right. This question I feel like is more aimed at Johnny and Ian. For this is a
Classic Macintosh?
Sorry?
Classic Macintosh?
No, because I'm just kind of mixing things up and jumping around the list here because the quality varies a little bit. Normally this would be the final question because this would be life skills.
And you think we're good at those?
I think you're better at this particular life skill than I am.
Okay.
When dealing with an AC 208 volt 3-phase power system, the proper order to safely connect the power is neutral, ground, and then the 3 hot legs.
Actually, that should be 212 volt.
You're on the
Well,
wrong.
technically, you're on. Well, technically.
Well, that's right.
Well, technically, it should be 2.5 crown gold.
That may be true. I don't have a fact checker, but
I'm
that's
just-
not what I'm looking for.
I was repeating what Ian said. I have no idea.
Okay. Do you want me to continue or start over from the beginning?
Continue.
Okay. Traditionally, the corresponding cable colors are green, ground, white, neutral, and black, blue, and red is
Well,
the
technically, neutral should be black.
Incorrect, I'm afraid.
Dang it.
So, again from the top, when dealing with an AC 208 volt three-phase power system, the proper order to safely connect the power is neutral, ground, and then the three hot legs.
Well, technically, shouldn't you do ground first?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
Always connect ground first. And then there's like, I have one from the Roman Empire.
Please,
Do
hey,
it.
All right,
please.
all right,
Think about that every day.
That's my Roman Empire.
Yeah. Well, we do think about that a lot. The Roman Emperor Augustus passed a series of laws to promote family values and punish adultery. His own daughter, Sandra, broke those laws so flagrantly with her many... Was that... Shall I keep going?
Keep
Erica's
going.
thinking.
Broke those laws so fragrantly with her many...
Fragrantly! Lovely.
flagrantly with her many extramarital affairs that he exiled her from Rome for the rest of her life.
Well, technically, it wasn't his daughter, it was his niece?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, technically, your name's not Sandra, but I don't know what it is.
You have found the thing that is incorrect.
That's the thing. I don't remember what her name was.
Does anybody know her name to steal? Otherwise, Erica's got this.
Oh! Well, technically, isn't it Cassandra?
Nope.
Okay.
Get out of here. Nope.
No.
No idea.
Okay. Give it to us.
His daughter was named Julia.
I'm gonna go with Lizzo.
Yeah.
I suppose for that family, I could just guess Julia.
Yeah.
Probably would have been right half the time.
Yeah. Julia.
Bonus, Sandra isn't even remotely a Roman name.
I was gonna say that's not even close.
Women's names in Rome were based on their father's patronymic. So, although Emperor Augustus had originally been an Octavius, he became a member of the Julius family when his uncle Julius Caesar adopted him.
Yeah.
Therefore, he is Julius and his daughter is Julia.
There we go.
Yeah. Y'all want any more? You want to do something else?
One more.
Okay. Wrestling.
Give a wrestling one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
go for it.
Okay.
Just wang it.
But then I want a gun to buy.
Yes.
I don't know, Graham. I'm sorry.
Cult classic wrestling show Lucha Underground
Oh, wow.
features the USA TV debuts of future wrestling stars like Thunder Rosa as Cobra Moon, Swerve Strickland as Killshot, Rey Mysterio, and the Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Pentagon.
Well, technically, that was not Rey Mysterio's debut. He debuted on the Underground.
Correct. Rey Mysterio was already an established star with ECW, WCW, and WWE.
Also, hot take: Swerve Strickland was also an established star, but in Defy Wrestling.
Also, did Lucha Underground air on USA?
Oh, it was on.
No, you like United
Right
States.
Network.
Thank you. That's what I thought. I was like, actually, it was not on USA.
No, U.S. debut. Like U.S.
US
television debut.
Oh, I thought you meant USA Network. Oh, okay, yeah,
Sorry.
all right, yeah. Carry on.
Relax, Lee David.
All right, I'll give you one more wrestling one.
Well, technically.
Well, technically, because I believe we are currently in the grace period on that giveaway, but we'll do that right at the end here. Let's see here. Goldberg is the only person to win all of the following championship belts. WCW champion, WWE World Heavyweight champion, WWE 24/7 champion, and WWE Universal champion.
Well, technically,
Yep.
Goldberg has not won the universe. No, he Goldberg did not win the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Incorrect.
Okay, then it was the 24/7 Championship.
Well, technically, he never won the 24/7 championship.
Jordan, that's correct.
I didn't realize he'd won both major titles in WWE. I figured
He
they
got the
would've-
Universal just at as part of his. They'd already done the Universal creation and went after his comeback.
I figured they would have given him the 24/7 title as a goof at some point, but then how do you lose that? It's not like you can drop that back to Archmage.
It's also, I don't think he, as a character, would have been like, yeah, I'll do this.
Yeah, exactly.
If you got the time, we want one. From
Yeah,
the
give
Gundam.
them one of the one.
They let us do wrestling. Now it's time for Gundam.
You got time to slam, you got time to gun down.
It's easy for
Timber
you to
Panic
say.
says, why would Goldberg ever win the 24/7? I assumed that was so obvious that that I must have just not heard about it. Because I was like, there's no way he ever won that. That's got to be too obvious, so I just didn't bother.
All right, I got you. The Gunpla Base Tokyo is a famous store with a full-size statue of the...
Well, technically, it's the Gundam base, not the Gunpla base.
Not what I'm looking for,
Well,
but again,
technically
I'm
it's
going
not
to
a
throw
statue,
that
it's a
person under
robot.
the bus. Not what I'm looking for.
But also true,
and I'm
technically
again
true.
going to blame it on whoever wrote this.
Statues don't move generally, I guess, unless it's a moving statue
yeah,
that are painted
it's a
golden.
statue.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I was just there.
Yeah, it's a
unless
robot.
there's more than one.
No, there's one, and it's
Okay.
amazing. I've seen the pictures. But
I took
you've seen it
I
in
took a
real,
photo
real.
of the butt.
Nice.
The Gundam Base Tokyo is a famous store with a full-size statue of the RZ-78-2 Gundam currently standing outside its entrance.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Matt, I saw your hand go up first there.
Well, technically,
Yeah.
it's the RX-78FOO,
What would that be better known as?
the Granddaddy Gundam.
See, you're getting the numbers wrong because at the Gundam base,
Oh, no!
technically, it is the Unicorn Gundam.
Yep.
I
There
thought
it
that, No,
is.
that's at a mall in China, isn't it?
Nope.
Nope.
It is the Unicorn.
Yeah.
Ian is correct.
Unicorn at the Gundam base, Tokyo.
I believe Freedom was actually in China.
Freedom in China.
Oh, that's right. Freedom's in China.
Hainu in Fukuoka.
Yeah.
Was there...
Is there just no RX-78?
There is, but it's been,
Giant robot right
it's been
now?
It was
disassembled
done.
because it was the one that actually moved.
I
Wasn't
can
that the
definitely
one
tell you
that-
the next time I do this, I'm going to write my own questions rather than trusting everybody else.
Was that
There's
the
so
one-
many mistakes.
Was that the one in Ueno Station back in the 2010? There was one there. I saw it when I was there, and I don't know where. I don't know if it went somewhere.
I would argue not mistakes.
Well,
Thanks,
yeah,
thanks to
yeah.
whoever wrote them, but it's I think that
Red herrings.
because the game is like the point of the game is laser focused pedantry.
Yes.
So you can't let anything slip.
Yeah.
There
It's
we go. It
difficult.
was the 78 replaced by the Unicorn. Yokohama has the
Nice beard.
78.
Oh, it's in Yokohama.
I think I'm going to tap out and refill my water. That was fun. Thank you, friends.
That was fun.
I wanted to do that.
I think I will